So, hello, Professor. I'm Fengrui. This video is about UML, Bizagi, and indicators and analysis parts. I will introduce these three parts by showing the process of operating the software. So, for the UML part, we use Oracle, the software code developer, to implement it. And we know there are about 8 tables for this project. Like table actors, table services, dependencies between services, and so on. And I first download these 8 tables into CSV file and import them into Oracle database. So I first connect my account. And there are 8 tables here. This step is complete. And then I fill in the primary key and the foreign key for each table. For example, for the table service, I have it has the primary key and the foreign key. The ID service is the primary key of this table, and ID actor is the foreign key of it, which is the primary key of table actors. So after that, we can use data modeler and to implement the DML diagram. So as you can see, this is the DML diagram. It can help us clearly understand the relationship among the tables. So the UML part is finished. And then we use Bizagi to generate the BPMN model according to the PatriNet by Plum. This is the model we have done. And then we click validate, and it shows us there is no error for this BPMN model. And then we set the resource of this model, and we give all the actors of this model like prefix, mayor, and so on. And then we go to the step simulation view. And in the simulation view, we set the resources at first. And we give the number of each actor, like we have 1 prefect, 3 mayors, and 3 DDP for 1, and so on. And we also set the cost of each actor. The cost is fixed cost and the cost per hour. For example, we set the fixed cost of prefect is 1,500 euro, and the cost per hour of him is 50 euros. And we set all the actors' cost. And then we define 2 scenarios. Here, for managed scenarios, we have 2 scenarios. One is for the 1 crisis, and the other one is for 2 crises overlap in time. Because there are 3 damages, and the first 2 have the priority. And we try to deal with these 3 crises separately. And in the scenario properties, we also define the duration is 3 months, 3 months like 90 days here. And we also define the base time unit is by hours, and the base currency unit is euro. And in the time analysis, and we define the processing time for each activity. For example, for the notify mayors, this process, the time is about 1 hour it has been done. And for each activity, we define the processing time. And we also define the resource and the cost for each activity. It's in the resource analysis. For example, for the notify may use this task, prefect did this task. And we use one prefect to did this task. So here is one. And we define its task. And we also define the cost of each activity. For example, we notify may use this task cost 10 euros. And this one cost 1,000 euros. And so on, we define all the activities. And then we simulate the model. And at first, we click process validation because we have two scenarios. And for the two cases overlap in time, we need to give two tokens here. And for the one crisis situation, we give one token. And at first we run the second scenario. So as you can see, if we have we give two tokens, it is successful. And for the one crisis situation, we run the model. Obviously, it must be successful. And for the indicators and analysis part, we use the function of Bizagi, the time analysis and the resource analysis to help the prefect assess the quality of the response process. And then we also implement the time analysis in the Bizagi. And for the situation two cases overlap in time, we run the model in the time analysis. And we can get a result here. We can know the mean time, the max time, the average time of this process is about 31 days and 3 hours. And the total time of all the activities is about 81 days and 6 hours. And we can also know the duration of each tasks. Here we can know the mean time, max time, average time, and total time for each task. And we can also try the situation for only one crisis. We run the model. And we can know for this situation, the mean time, max time, and average time didn't change. It is because the two processes of dealing with the crisis are going on at the same time. So the duration doesn't change, but the total time must change because this is only for one crisis, and for two crises it will be double for the total time. And we also do the resource analysis for the two crises. We run the model in the resource analysis. And we can get the result. Here we can know that the total fixed cost of this process is cost about 39,000 euros, and the total unit cost is about 324,940 euros. And for the total cost is the total fixed cost plus total unit cost is about 363,940 euros. And we also can get this three cost for each actor. And we also can know the utilization rate of each actor. And here we can compare among them. We can know that the ARS has the most utilization rate is about 67.57%. And for DDT41, he has the least utilization rate is about 1.36% utilization. And we can know here SAMU has the zero utilization rate is because the choice gateway, because for the task he did, we don't choose to implement his task, but we choose another one, so he did nothing, so the utilization is zero. And also we can analyze for one crisis situation. And for this part, we can get the same attributes, and the cost is changed because of there is only one crisis. And it's the same situation for the utilization, because ARS is also has the most utilization rate, and DDT41 has the least utilization rate. And we also define another indicator. The indicator is called the earlier completion time ratio. If we deal with the first two crises first, then deal with the third crisis later, so the total duration will be 31 days and 3 hours plus 31 days and 3 hours, because the first one is for the first two crises overlap in time, and the second one is for the third crisis. So the total duration will be 62 days and 6 hours. And for the projects, the crisis should be resolved in 3 months. It's about 90 days, we say. And so the early completion time ratio will be equal 90 days minus 62 days and 6 hours, and divide by 90 days. So the early completion time ratio is equals about 30.83%. So we can call we finished the task 30.83% ahead of time. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.